Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with Ousmane Dembele, as it has been reported that Barcelona have inserted an anti-injury clause in Dembele's new contract. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Alejandro Balde, it has been reported that the Barcelona defender is next in line to be handed a long-term contract extension. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Over the years, Barcelona winger Ousmane Dembele has had a host of injury troubles that have kept him on the sidelines for extended periods, and even though he would be out of action, the winger has collected hefty bonuses as part of the variable pay component of his contract. However, in order to avoid a similar situation moving forward, Barcelona have inserted an anti-injury clause in the Frenchman's new contract to protect the club from situations mentioned above, according to Marca. The report states that over the years, players at Barca have collected their full variables even though they have missed a large chunk of a season. It happened because, as per the clause inserted in the contract of appearance-based bonuses, a player would meet the required conditions of 50% or more matches played even if he would feature in say 5 of the 9 matches they would be available for at the campaign. And Barca are intent on avoiding such scenarios moving forward, which is why there is a special clause inserted in Dembele's contract. The 25-year-old in the past has been a beneficiary of the variable bonus loophole and is reported to have pocketed in excess of €2 million in a season, even though he played less than 50% of the club's official matches. So in order to ensure that it does not happen in the future, Barcelona have included a clause in his new contract by which the Frenchman will only collect the variables if he plays the stipulated percentage of matches, official matches in a season, regardless of whether he is injured or not. The report adds that something similar has been introduced in the contract of Samuel Umtiti as well, who is currently away on loan at Serie A side Lecce. Dembele though has looked fitter and sharper than ever before over the past year or so at Barcelona. Indeed, the French international has not had any injury issues in the recent past, with Xavi, Dr. Ricard Pruna and physiotherapist Carlos Naguira playing a key role behind his improved fitness levels. Ousmane Dembele has made a solid start to the new season, bagging 2 goals and 4 assists already from 7 matches in all competitions. Great idea from Barca, to put a special clause in his contract to avoid scenarios where injuries might come and Barca starts suffering to pay his bills, whereas he is not playing so much. That was what was happening in the past seasons when Dembele was suffering a lot from injuries. Even though all this while, Ousmane Dembele has been fit than ever before. I think this is the longest period that we have seen Dembele playing football without injuries and everything like that. And of course, it's great for the team as a whole. It's great for all the fans seeing Dembele playing week in, week out without injury fears, without injury troubles. It's something good to see. We hope that he continues like this. So regardless of that, Barcelona know that things can still happen. You don't know the future. So inserting that special clause in his contract to avoid a scenario where even if an injury comes, Barca will not be able to be paying all the full amount of his salary in a season like what they were doing some seasons ago. When Ousmane Dembele left, they have no choice but to respect the contract and pay his full salary of the season despite his injuries. So great idea for Barca, and I think for most of the players they need to do that to avoid unnecessary expenditure. Of course, Ousmane Dembele have been one of the key members of the team since Xavi took over the reins at the club in November last year. Xavi is really in love with the player, being part of his starting 11, playing in big games, and Dembele have been the difference maker for many matches so far. And the one thing that I really need from Dembele is the consistency. If he can keep going like this consistently, I think he'll be so crucial than ever before during his time at FC Barcelona. So let's see how his time at Barca will be. He extended his contract for 2 years in the summer, which is 2024, which his contract expires. So let's see. I think if Dembele performs brilliantly, consistently without injury problems, I think Barca can even extend the contract for many more years. The player really loved the club, as he claimed when he was linked with other clubs in the summer. Barcelona successfully tied him down to a short-term contract and reduced his salary, whereas he was asking for a salary increase. That's the smartness of Laporta. That's the genius of Mr. Laporta. So let's see how it's going to look like for Ousmane Dembele during his stay at Barcelona. Then on to the next story of discussion. Earlier this week, Barcelona confirmed the contract extension of midfield prodigy Gavi, tying down the 18-year-old to the club until 2026. The renewal follows in the footsteps of the Catalans securing the long-term futures of other rising stars like Pedri, Ansu Fati and Ronald Araujo, as the club looked to build a team around this core group of young stars. And according to Sport, the next in line for a new long-term contract extension could be left-back Alejandro Balde. The 18-year-old teenager made his debut for Barcelona in September last year under then-manager Ronald Koeman, while he spent the rest of the season with Barca Athletic side following Xavi's appointment. The young defender has burst, into the limelight this season. Indeed, after making an impression on the coaching staff during pre-season, Balde has now become the first-choice left-back at Spotify Camp Nou ahead of club captain Jordi Alba. Given his rise in stature, a new contract could soon be in the offing for Balde should he keep up his performance levels. As things stand, the 18-year-old's current contract deals run until 2024, meaning he will be entering the final year of his contract next summer. A long-term deal like the ones handed to fellow La Masia graduates Gavi and Fati could thus be on the horizon for Balde. Gavi, Pedri, Eric Garcia, Pablo Torre, Araujo, Frankie de Jong are all tied down until 2026. Fati, Ferran, Rafinha, Jules Koundé, Andres Christensen have contracts until 2027. And by extending Balde's contract, Barca, of course, would be securing another piece of the puzzle. Definitely, Balde have been a sensational left-back this season for us, and he has been improving a lot compared to when he even came to the first team last season under Koeman. Xavi have entrusted the player to be his preferred left-back over veteran Jordi Alba. Even though, you have Marcos Alonso now in the mix, I think Marcos Alonso will be rotating with him more than Jordi Alba. So it is being reported that Barca are looking Balde as the next youngster in line to extend his contract, like what they just did with Pablo Gavi last week, tying down his contract to 2026 with a €1 billion release clause, something that have been looking like a trend for Barcelona. It will not be surprising if they do the same to Alejandro Balde in case they want to extend his contract, giving him the very €1 billion release clause. So the player have been improving, and as I said, if he continues to keep up with the performance levels, I think Laporta and his board will be so happy to extend his contract soon enough. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.